In today's chapter, we read about motor development during early childhood. Now, below is a picture that was done by a 5-year-old named Tommy. Now, I have a multiple choice question for you. Let's say that Tommy showed you this work of art. What would be the appropriate way, do you think, to respond to this work of art? Multiple choice question. Tommy shows you this work of art. How do you respond? Do you A, ask, what is it? Say B, I like it. Say C, good job. Or say D, none of the above. So you have your choice between A, what is it? B, I like it. C, good job. And D, none of the above. So, what's the correct answer? Well, let's eliminate the wrong ones. A is not the correct answer, believe it or not. So, what is it is not really the correct answer from my perspective. Why? Well, if you ask a child what is it, that could backfire if the child doesn't know what he or she is making or has no intention of making an actual object or person. The child might very well respond, I don't know, or nothing. So that's why A is the incorrect answer, an incorrect answer. B, I like it. That's also an incorrect answer. Why? Well, because how do we know that the child is even seeking that kind of feedback from you? How do we know the child cares whether you like it or not? C is also the incorrect answer. Good job. Now, what's wrong with good job? Well, what's good about it? The child doesn't know what you think is good about it, so why say good job unless you're willing to specify what is good about the work of art? Plus, good job is such a meaningless, overused phrase that doesn't really give any important information to the child to whom you would say this. So the answer is D, none of the above. Okay, so if none of the above is the answer, then what is the correct way to respond to the picture below? Well, my response includes reference to 3 things in the picture: lines, colors, and shapes. Now, in reference to lines, I noticed that there were many curvy and loopy lines. So one way I responded was to say, I noticed that a lot of your lines curve and loop. I find that very interesting that you have a lot of lines that loop and curve. I also noticed that you have many different kinds of straight lines in this kind of picture. I would never have thought to combine straight lines with lines that are curvy and loopy. Now, as far as colors go, one response that I remember making was, I noticed that among all the colors you used, you've got more dark ones than light ones. I find that very fascinating that you've used more dark colors than light colors. I also noticed that when you draw your lines, you like to change the colors little by little. You've gone from this color to this color to this color. Now, what about shapes? Well, so towards the bottom, we see a square. We see a square there. So a simple response could be, oh, I see you put a square on the bottom left-hand corner. Interesting choice. I also noticed that you made certain shapes that resemble balloons. This one also kind of looks like the shape of the number 8. Very, very interesting. So anyway, those are the kinds of comments I make. Comments that combine a reference to lines, colors, and shapes. So, yep, So that's pretty much all I want to say about that. So now you know that when a child shows you a work of art, what is it isn't necessarily an appropriate response. I like it isn't an appropriate response. Good job really isn't an appropriate response, but a response that refers to lines, colors, and shapes, those are more appropriate. Why? Because by referring to them, you're telling the child that he or she has put effort into combining lines, colors, and shapes. And the child will appreciate your acknowledgement of the effort that was put into the work of art.